And hello, welcome everyone to this video. So in the last video, we were talking about different implementation and interfaces of our dependencies. So let me vim star.cs. Oops. Oh, okay. This works just as well. Let me split up vertically, and yeah. We successfully had our public we have an interface called iBuns, and then we have our interface iOther and interface iPatty, and we successfully used a very manual version of dependency injection. Now that was pretty good in the sense that we never needed to open up our chicken burger class. So so that was exactly the point that we wanted. We do not want to ever touch the chicken burger class again. So the only thing we want to ever touch are the dependencies, the implementations, and the interfaces. So interfaces are these, implementations are, how does the this right here is the implementation, and this is the interface. Okay. So implementation is where all the behind the scenes code is being done. Alright, so that's where the heavy duty work is. Interfaces just make it easier for us to plug in and plug out the dependencies, as I showed you in the last few videos. However, if you look online, you will notice that the way people normally do dependency injection is not like this. Okay, they will usually do dependency injection by adding a service. Okay, and of course, yeah, there's a more elegant way of doing injection, dependency injection. So first is this, we do it in services, and second, we usually like to separate our interface files from our implementation files right here. So these are implementation files for buns and the other ingredients, just like we did in the last few videos. So we want to do some separation just to make things neat for ourselves. So what do? Okay, I'm going to copy buns.cs into ibuns.cs. Okay, I'm going to copy other.cs into iother.cs, and I'm going to copy patty.cs into ipatty.cs. Oops, let me rename. We use the move command, which is to rename ipatty in ipatty.cs, and I'll use the correct spelling. Okay, so what happens now? I'm going to go to ibuns, or I can do i I can vim i star. That will actually open up all the files that start with I, and then what I'll do, I'll delete all these implementations. So I'm not going to use vsplit here because I don't really need that. So I'm going to put 10dd, and I'm going to repeat a few times to delete all the code that I don't need here. I'll save it. I'll go to the next one. I'll do the same. Okay, delete. Okay, I'm using the full stop to actually repeat the buttons. That's how we do it in Vim. Again, come here. I'll delete all the implementations, and then we are left with just the interface right here. It's a very, very simple interface. Okay, save and quit. What we do next is to open the buns other and patty C# files, and over here I will just delete the interface. Okay, so 6dd, that will delete everything. Save, go to the next one. This one was approximately 10dd. Oh, too many lines, maybe 8dd. Okay, and I'll delete that, and this one's about 6 lines as well, so 6dd. Okay, that's done. Okay, so this is how normally injection is being done. We want to separate our interface file as denoted by ibuns, iother, and ipatty. That I stands for interface, and the implementations will be where the real code is, the buns.cs, other.cs, and patty.cs. Okay, again, reason we do this is to make sure our code is nice and neat. Of course, we can even do what do you call that? We can even do a class. We can even make this chicken burger. We can make it have an interface and implementation as well. But I'm not going to do that. That's really like maybe overkill. You can do that if you want, but you don't have to. Okay, you can do it for practice. Okay, So I'm going to just git add star. I'm going to git add this folder. Okay, I'm going to commit and I'll say separated implementations from interfaces. Okay, and I'll clear this up. Okay, I can push it to git later. I'm not going to do it now. So second thing I need to do, okay, second thing I need to do is to go to pages. Okay, all right, not pages yet. Go to program.cs. Okay, program.cs. Okay, this is usually where we do our dependency injection. So before we do that, let's go to pages and see how we did injection first. Okay, so we usually did injection by declaring all the objects over here, and then after we declare the after we declare the objects here, we manually put it into this container, or rather we put it into this chicken burger class thingy. So we can do it like that. That's a perfectly fine way of doing dependency injection. Or we can do it a slightly like more elegant way, right? So this is well, we don't have any buttons to press when to give it interfaces, or no, to give it any values, the chicken burger costs and everything. But what we can do is yeah, we can change this code up so that instead of manually what do you call that? Manually creating the objects so that we can do this dependency injection, we can do it inside the program.cs file. So what do I mean by that? So let's go and quit everything. Let's go to here and vim program.cs. Okay, if we vim program.cs, you will see this thing called add services to container, and then you can see builders.services.add razor pages right here. And now here is where you will start doing your dependency injection. Okay, so you, instead of doing it at the view page, you should do it in the program.cs, especially if you want your dependencies. That means all these classes. Okay, let me go to .NET Test again. Yeah, especially if you want all these classes and models, you want to make them usable across all pages. The best and most elegant way is to do dependency injection, not inside the page itself, but go to program.cs. This is where the main bulk, this is the main program that causes the whole website to function. Okay, and this is the main file that calls every other function and every other class. Okay, or at least one of the main files. I could be wrong, but yes, this is a very important file. So now let's look at add scoped dependency injection, and that is the way we will tend to use it for ASP.NET Core. And let's take a look at the syntax from the Microsoft documentation. The way you're supposed to do it, okay, razor pages. Okay, where is the thing? Oh, right. So you can see, yes, this is where we have our website. You can see this add. Oh, let me go to program.cs. Let me open that up for you. You'll see this. Okay, app the builder.services.add razor pages. Okay, this will be the code that you see here, and then here is where you add dependency injection. Oh, but wait a minute. What is service? I have not explained it. I have not explained that to you. Okay, service in .NET Core. Okay, what is a service? Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is a very good page called tutorialsteacher.com. Okay, this talks about dependency injection. Okay, built. You can see this thing, built-in container by iService provider. Blah blah blah. It constructs. It supports constructor injection by default. Remember, we said that we use constructor injection to load our dependencies as objects into our function. Okay. Okay, the classes are managed by a built-in IOC container are called services. Okay, so let's break it down. Okay, we know what classes are. Classes are ways for us to group similar functions together, as well as certain pieces of data or properties, we like to call them, or attributes. Okay, so we like to group all these things under classes. Okay, and the classes that we load, okay, the classes that we load here, all right, they are special kind of classes. We call them services. Okay, so services are classes that we just load here for the sake of dependencies. Okay, so this is the idea of what dependencies are about. Okay, so the moment we add classes in here as dependencies using this for dependency injection, they are called services, because we use these classes across all the pages, so they're sort of, in a sense, like services that, you know, help to give our website functionality. Okay, so dependencies are the dependencies or classes that we add here. Okay, these are called services. Right, so how do we inject dependencies over here? All right, so the first thing we need to do is we take a look at this add singleton. Okay, one of the ways is to use this add singleton syntax or whatever. Okay, oh, wrong file. Yeah, add scoped, builder.services.add scoped. Okay, there are three kinds of ways we can add services. We can add scoped, we can add transient, or we can add a singleton. For now, we'll just focus on add scoped. And what's the difference between scoped, transient, and singleton? We can illustrate maybe in a later example. Okay, so let's do an add scoped here. Okay, what do we want to add? Well, I kind of forgot what the files were called, so let me have them all open at once. So program.cs. Okay, and I'll go to models and I'll open up what do I open up? Okay, I don't need to open up in models. I can go to pages, and the test page.cs HTML will have all the dependencies up for me. So I use vsplit to split the screen vertically, Ctrl WW to switch the screens, and then okay, now we can see what are the dependencies. Yeah, the dependencies are mock patty, okay, mock patty, mock buns, mock other. Those are implementations, and then patty, buns, and other are also another type of implementation. Okay, but I don't see the interface here, so I need to open up another file. Okay, so one more page I need to open up is the chicken burger file. Okay, so let's go to the chicken burger file, models.chickenburger.cs. Okay, so vsplit up here and go. All right, so let's go to the chicken burger class. Okay, then we can see the interfaces right here. So when we add dependencies here, we want to inject dependencies as services. Okay, remember, services are just classes that we add over here. Okay, these services are classes that we add over here as dependencies. Okay, the way to do it according to Microsoft here, you can just use this builder services add scoped. Okay, builder.services.add scoped. Okay, builder services add scoped, and of course I'll leave the link in the description box below. Okay. And then you put in here my dependency and my dependency. So what are these? Okay, this is the name of your your interface, dependency interface, and this is the name of your implementation. So remember, the interface is this thing with the I. We always put I in front of the interface, so it's very easy for us to read. And this just tell us the inputs and the outputs of the class. Okay, so let's put the interface here. I want to put I buns here, and then every time we have I buns, I just want the page to use this buns dependency. Okay, so what do I mean? Okay, let's type it again. I use the undo by accident. I buns. Okay, buns will be the dependency. And then of course I will get an error. Then I'll show you why later. Okay, but yes, I buns is the interface, buns is the dependency here. So it says what? Namespace iBuns could not be found. Namespace buns could not be found. Okay, so we actually forgot to load in the namespace. So what do we need to load? How do we load namespaces? We need to use the using keyword. Okay, so you see this part, it says using dependency injection.sample data, and that will be loaded into your program.cs class or program.cs script, or C# file. Right? All right, so we'll type in here using .NET test.models, and this is where all your dependencies are. Once I use this using keyword here, all of this should be gone. Okay, it says here builder does not exist in current context. Okay. Oh right, I forgot the semicolon, that's why it's complaining. Okay, so now the semicolon's there, it should work. Alright. And now I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to start doing the same for my chicken patty and my bun, other ingredients as well. So let me change the word here to patty, and then do the same thing using the full stop. Okay, CW to change word, and then I'll put other, and then change the word other. Okay, so that's what I have. Okay, now once I do this, the moment I start loading my chicken burger with dependencies, I should not need to even put anything into the constructor. So I can actually delete all these things over here. I'll delete all of these things here, and if you just call the constructor like that, by default most of these dependencies should load. Okay, but here we have a problem. It says here there is no formal argument that corresponds to the required formal parameter of patty in chickenburger.patty. So yeah, it's complaining that we did not give any inputs. Okay, why? Well, actually dependency injection, if you want to do it like this, you cannot declare your object over here. You have to do it inside your test page.cs.html. So the code here, we are okay. We are adding services to our container. I haven't explained what a container is, but just for now, yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm still learning. So as I learn, I do things, but as far as I understand, putting it in a container is to make it available, make your services or classes available for all the what do you call that? All web pages in your web app. So yeah, we have our chicken burger over here, which, well, we cannot declare our chicken burger class here. We'll need to actually declare it inside our web page. So I'm just going to delete these two things. Okay, delete this. Okay, I'll delete this as well. I'll delete this as well. Alright, and then I'll save. Everything should be okay, but you know, there's no cost for the chicken burger. Okay, next thing, what do we need to do? We need to go to our test page CSHTML, VM test page CSHTML, test page CSHTML. So sorry. So vsplit, Control WW, and go on to the next page. Okay, where you have your what do you call it? Where you have your dependency injection automated, it's right here in the test page model. So you can see here, well, if you take a look at this thing called ilogger and logger, ilogger test page model, logger underscore logger equals to logger, you'll notice something. We have been coding our dependency injection much like this as well. We have a private property called ilogger, and then this is the class of the implementation, or this, no, not class of implementation. This is the interface. Okay, this is the interface. Okay, so this underscore logger is a private property which is tied to this interface. Okay, and this test page model actually has dependency injection of ilogger. Okay, again, this is the interface, and this is the object that you're loading in. Okay, and then the moment you load this in, the private property gets assigned as the value of this object, and then this object here gets deleted once the constructor is run. How do we know this is a constructor? If you take a look at test page model, the name of this function is the same as the name of this class. Okay, name of this function here, test page model, is the same as this class. So you can see that this right here is the constructor of this test page model. Okay. So where do you do your dependency injection? You do it right here. Okay, you do it right here. So so you load it into the constructor of the test page, and then you load it, use that to load it into the constructor of whatever class you have. So what do we write in the test page? Okay, first thing first, we will need to do a few make a few properties like private iBuns underscore buns. So we'll do a dependency injection here. Private patty underscore patty, private other underscore other. Okay, so okay, if we save this, we will have again an error because the namespace iPatty could not be found. Again, we'll need to use add the keyword here using dotnet test.models, because that's the namespace we saved all our patty, burger, and buns under. So that thing you have to put it in here. Otherwise, you have to give the iBuns, iPatty, and iOther the full name, and it'll be very long. It'll be dotnet test.models.ibuns, dotnet test.models.ipatty, dotnet test.models.iother. So you don't want to do that. Okay, so once we declare these private attributes, we can actually just do some dependency injection right here, here and now. So we'll use iBuns. Buns will be the object that we load in. Next thing will be iPatty. Then we use patty as the object, and then iOther, other as the object. And then once those things are loaded into the constructor, I will then use this part of code to assign these objects to these private properties here, or private variables or attributes. So buns equals to buns, and then I'll need to semicolon here. Patty equals to patty, other equals to other. So this is what happens. Okay, now we can do dependency injection. Okay, so the moment we load our test page, we should be able to have our chicken burger class. So well, chicken burger, okay, burger equals to new chicken burger. Okay, and this is our constructor. Okay, so we will actually need to load in the patty, the buns, and the other. So we will load in the patty here using this underscore. Okay, patty, okay, underscore buns, okay, underscore other. Okay, this will help us to load in all our dependencies here. Not only that, we'll need to execute the cost function. Okay, so I'll just do it very shortly. Okay, view data cost equals to burger.cost. Okay, view data cost equals to burger.cost. Okay, because we have a cost method inside our burger, and take a look. Wow, our what do you call that? Our code here has returned this value. Okay, so you can actually look at the template of how dependency injection is supposed to work over here. Okay, and no, dependency injection only works with the constructor of the page itself if you are using the container method. Okay, let me quit both. Vim testpage.cs html.cs, and I want to load the program.cs so that you will know what's important to change. So if you want to do dependency injection the proper or more standard way, you should usually okay, this is a more common way to do dependency injection. You actually supposed to register your service right here. Okay, builder.services.addScoped. Okay, just for now use addScoped. Don't worry about anything else. Okay, addScoped. Alright, so addScoped here, name your your interface here and your implementation here. Interface here, implementation here, interface here, implementation here. So once you change this here, okay, whenever you see this interface, okay, whenever you see this interface iBuns, okay, the buns class will you'll have an object that is declared, and then it will pass it into the constructor of the test page model automatically. You don't have to write anything or do anything. Okay, so .NET Core does save that time for you. Okay, in the sense that you don't need to manually declare objects. You let using this way of doing dependency injection, you just let .NET Core take care of the rest. Don't need to do anything. Okay, of course the cons of this method is of this way of doing things is that well, if you are doing dependency injection for the first time, looking at this you cannot understand what's going on. It's very difficult. Okay, a lot of tutorials online will just say, oh, we are doing implementation, we are adding this service, and then we are doing this we are loading dependency injection. So if you are not very familiar with dependency injection, that will be way too fast for you. So it's better to learn dependency injection, do it the manual way, than do it the automatic way. Yeah. So actually okay, so I think this actually demonstrates how we can do dependency injection. So we load our services here, and then we look at our test page model. We load our constructor with all these dependencies and interfaces. Okay, and then we of course declare properties and do our constructor injection, constructor dependency injection as per normal, just like what we did with the chicken burger thing right here. We have a constructor injection here as well, and after that yeah, everything should be sort of taken care of. Okay, so of course this is doing dependency injection using this chicken burger underscore patty underscore buns underscore others is still sort of manual, but if you want to change the implementation of buns, patty and other, you don't need to change the page code. All you need to do is to change the services code here. So if you want to change this to, let's say, mock buns, you can do this, and then go do here, do this. Yeah, technically that should actually change the cost over here, and then I can change this thing here to mock patty. Okay, and save. There's no changes to apply. Let me reload this. Or let me stop and then start again. This should give you a different result altogether, technically speaking. Okay, let's just go. Oh, okay, see the results different. So okay, the only way that if you, let's say, change the services or this in the add scope place, and then if you want to see changes quickly, the hot reload thing here doesn't work as well. So that is just something you need to know. Other than that, dependency injection should work just fine. Okay, because every time we change this, we are yeah. Okay, let me close. Let me just put it. Oh, that's my terminal. Okay, yeah. Anyway, that was not expected, but anyway, yeah, just do dependency injection like that using services. This will like make dependency injection a little bit easier and more automated, and this is how people usually do their dependency injection, by using services and adding them to the so-called container thingy. I don't know. Yeah, so once you add it to your container, your constructor will just take in the dependencies automatically, as long as you declare the interfaces here. and then program your constructor injection to work like what we did the last video, and dependency injection will work fine. Okay, so this is how we can do dependency injection the more proper way. Okay, it's not 100% proper, but this is just a demonstration of how to add dependency injection using services. Okay, I hope that clears it up, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.